Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the seventh chapter of your biology. The name of the chapter is respiration in plants. So in this chapter basically we will be discussing about what is respiration, what are its various types and experiments related with it. So student, today we are going to discuss about the respiration. Now you must be knowing that all the living cells in a plant as well as those of animal, they require some energy to carry out their various body activities, like for example building up the proteins from amino acids, or making starch from glucose, or absorbing minerals from the soil, or laying down of the cell walls by the plant cell. These all activities need some energy, and that energy is available by the breakdown of the glucose. That is a simple carbohydrate. It will decompose, break down in the presence of oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water, and along with that energy will be released. So this is a very important reaction. Now what the three important characteristics are there of this equation? First of all, this equation tells out that the breakdown of the glucose to carbon dioxide and water, it does not occur in a single step. There are basically two steps involved. First one is glycolysis, in which the glucose break down into pyruvate, and that is occurring in the cytoplasm. Second one is the Krebs cycle, in which the pyruvate break down into carbon dioxide, water, and energy is released in the form of ATP, that is occurring in the mitochondria. And every breakdown requires certain enzymes, and the energy that is liberated in the breakdown, that is released in the form of a molecule known in the form of a chemical energy in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. And when the energy is in the form of ATP is used, it is then converted into ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate. And again, when more energy is available for further breakdown of glucose, that ADP is again reconverted into ATP, and so this process goes on. So this is the diagrammatic representation they have shown to show the use of energy liberated in the respiration. Now children, ATP is also known as the energy currency of the cell. Now in the board they can ask this question, that why ATP is known as energy currency of the cell? Because whatever activities that are occurring in the living cell, they need energy, and that energy is available in the form of ATP. So that's why ATP is known as the energy currency of the cell. So now finally we come on to the definition of respiration. Now what is respiration? It is a catabolic process. Now catabolic is when you are doing some breaking down something, or you are destroying something, of releasing energy from the simple sugar glucose for carrying out the life processes. So generally our metabolic activities are classified into two types, that is the anabolic and catabolic. Anabolic, that is you are constructing something, or that is known as biosynthetic also, in which that consume the energy, like your photosynthesis, in which we are using the plants are using the solar energy to form the glucose. Catabolic, in which you are breaking down, like break down the glucose to release the energy. Okay, next here is difference is given regarding burning and respiration. So you can learn any 3 to 4 points. Like respiration, it occurs in a series of chemical steps, but burning is a single step. Respiration requires enzyme, but burning occurs, it is carried out by the heat. It is respiration is a biochemical process, whereas burning is a physiochemical process. Here energy is released in the form of ATP and only some heat, but here all the energy is liberated in the form of heat and light. No light energy is produced here, but here light is produced. Now next we are going to discuss about the respiration in the plant. Now children, every plant, part of the plant, that may be leaves, stems or roots, even the deepest placed cell in any region, they respire. So oxygen is basically entering through three inlets in the plant, that is the first is the stomata in the leaves, lenticel in the stems, and the general surface of the roots. So children, you must have seen farmers preparing their land before that they are plowing or tilling the soil. Now what is the purpose of plowing or tilling the soil? That creates the tiny air space around the soil particles and provides the source of oxygen for the roots. Whereas the waterlogged or compact soil does not have the air spaces, so that will affect the respiration of the roots. During daytime, due to photosynthesis, the leaf produces oxygen, some of which is being used in the respiration, while rest is diffused out. And nighttime also, when the leaves obtain oxygen from the atmosphere and give out carbon dioxide, So that's why it's appear that we should not sleep under the tree, because at night time no photosynthesis is occurring, only respiration is occurring. So that is more serious. Now next we are going to discuss about the types of respiration. Basically respiration is being classified into two types, that is aerobic and anaerobic. Now what is aerobic respiration? The respiration which occurs in the presence of the oxygen. So this is the reaction here, you can see they will get broken down here in the presence of oxygen, and 6 molecules of carbon dioxide will be formed, 6 of water, and 30 ATP molecules will be released here. So this is the condition that this respiration will proceed only when oxygen is available. That's why it is also known as the oxybiotic respiration. Now second type of respiration is anaerobic respiration. Now there are certain parts of plants including fruits and seeds that may temporarily respire in the absence of oxygen. So in this type, what happened? The product will be ethyl alcohol, and as compared to aerobic respiration, lesser amount of energy will be released. Only 2 ATP molecules are being released. So these type respiration is being proceeded only in an unfavorable condition, or some bacteria also respire by the anaerobic respiration. So you can see here, this is the equation for the anaerobic respiration. Ethyl alcohol will be formed, carbon dioxide and 2 ATP molecule. Because in this respiration no oxygen is required, so it is also called as an oxybiotic respiration, as it proceeds even without the oxygen. So now here they have given about the difference between the aerobic and anaerobic. Just go through it and learn the points. Next, we are going to discuss some experiments that are related with the respiration in the plant. First experiment, see mostly in the diagram based questions, they are asking the question on the basis of these experiments. They will not ask you to write the full experiment. In between some sub questions they would be asking. So you first of all you would have to understand this experiment completely. Now here first experiment is, this setup is made to show prove that oxygen is used up in the respiration. Now children, you can see here two flask we are taking it. That is A, in which we are taking the green germinating seeds, and flask B has a dead boiled seeds together with some antiseptic also we are adding, so that then to avoid any type of the bacterial decay. Now both sides wet cotton is being put there. The function of wet cotton is to provide the water to both the samples. So in this way they can ask, what is the purpose of using the antiseptic here, what is the purpose of using the wet cotton here, and a small tube containing soda lime. Soda lime is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and slaked lime, that is calcium hydroxide, is suspended in each flask. So you can see here these test tubes are hand containing soda lime. They are hand, basically their function is to absorb any carbon dioxide that is released by the seeds, and we leave the setup for few days. After few days you can see from these are the delivery tubes. The delivery tube that was connected with the flask A will show a greater rise in the water as compared to a delivery tube that is attached with the flask B. So now when a burning paper is introduced into each flask after removing their corks, we are bringing the burning paper here. What does we notice? That the flame is immediately put off in a flask A, means the paper will stop burning immediately in the flask A, but flask B it will burn for short while. This proves that there is no oxygen in the flask A, because that is being used up by the seeds, that germinating seeds. It means they have done the process of respiration, and the volume of oxygen is so used up that indicated that rise of the water level in the delivery tube. So this was the complete setup of the for proving the experiment to show that oxygen is used up in the respiration. Now children, next we are going to discuss that experiment to prove that the carbon dioxide is produced during respiration in the germinating seed. So what we are taking? We are taking two flasks similar manner A and B. In one we are keeping wet cotton, in both each flask we are putting the wet cotton wool. In one flask we are taking the soaked seeds, while in other one we are taking the boiled seeds. We can take off any like the pea or bean. So you can look here, we are taking two flasks. A is having the soaked bean seed while B is having this boiled beans, and equal number of boiled seed we are taking. Then a little antiseptic is added in the flask B to avoid any type of the bacterial growth on the dead seeds. Now the flask are securely corked and left in a similar conditions of light and temperature. A few days later, what happened? The seeds in the flask A would be found to have clearly germinated, and those in flask B showing no sign of any germination. So we can say, so the seeds in the flask A will up the test tubes. The expected gas, carbon dioxide being heavier, would flow down and lime water will turn milky. This shows that carbon dioxide is produced during the process of respiration. Now next experiment is experiment to prove that carbon dioxide is produced in green plants also. So you can say here setup is there using a small potted plant like geranium we are using. The bell yard is used that is placed on a glass sheet that is fully vaselined. That is mean their full connection should be airtight. Outside air is drawn into apparatus through the with the help of the one pump, we can say air pump. Then the air passes through the soda lime, which what is the purpose of soda lime using? It is used to absorb any carbon dioxide that is present in the incoming air and lime water. And as the air leaves the bell jar and passes through the another sample of lime water, the carbon dioxide present in it would turn lime water milky. So that's turning of lime water milky prove that carbon dioxide gas is being released, and that shows that the green plants produce carbon dioxide during the process of respiration. Next we are going to discuss experiment that is to show that the heat is evolved during the process of respiration. Now here children, before that first we are taking two thermal flasks that are marked A and B, and we are taking approximate 200 seeds, and we are then soaking them in water for 24 hours. Afterwards equally we are dividing into two groups. Half group of the seed will be killed by boiling them, that we will make them dead, and then we will then wash them with the dilute formalin or carbolic acid to prevent any bacterial decay, and put that live germinating seed in flask A and killed one in the B. Now you will see we will insert a thermometer in each flask and plug their mouths with the cotton wool. So we are closing their mouth with the cotton wool. After a few hours, the thermometer of flask A will show a higher reading as compared to the thermometer of the other one. That shows that the germinating seeds are giving out the heat, but there no change will be there in the temperature in the flask B. Next is experiment to demonstrate the anaerobic respiration. So many time board question is coming from this topic. See, we are taking 8 to 10 soaked and peeled of peas. We can see here in the mouth of a test tube that is filled with mercury, and we are immersing them also in a beaker also containing the mercury. You can see the seeds will be floating at the top and will be completely surrounded by the mercury. And when you will leave that setup for 2 days, after 2 days what you will observe, the level of the mercury and the test tube will be falling, and the liberated gas, which was the gas there when we are testing the gas here, that gas was carbon dioxide. We can test it by bringing a stick of potassium hydroxide into a test tube, which will float up through the mercury, and on coming in contact with the gas, it will absorb the carbon dioxide, level of the mercury will again rise up. So this shows that some anaerobic respiration have taken place. So next in their another important topic which is coming, there is a difference between the respiration and photosynthesis. They can ask, learn any 4 or 5 points from that. And sometimes they are also asking the question that how we can compare the respiration in plants and with the respiration of the animals. That is also given in the next page. Just go through this topic, understand it. This was the main things which we are going to discuss. Maximum questions are coming from the experiment based questions are coming. Thank you. Have a nice day.